If you're over 60 and feel like your body's getting stiffer every year, listen up, because this might be the most important thing you hear about your health and freedom of movement. Most people your age are doing the wrong exercises and then wondering why they still hurt, why getting out of a chair feels harder, why simple things like walking upstairs or getting off the floor feel like a workout. Did you know that almost 90% of the mobility exercises people do are basically useless for long-term movement and joint health? I didn't buy that at first either, until I looked at the research and tried it on real people over 60. It turns out, your body doesn't need 50 fancy stretches. It only needs 5 key movements to stay mobile, flexible, and as pain-free as possible for life. Skip these, and you're almost guaranteed more stiffness, more joint pain, and more trouble getting up off the floor as you age. Do them consistently even in your 60s, 70s, and 80s, and you can keep moving like someone years younger. By the way, I'm in my 70s, and I still do these 5 exercises. So if you're over 60, you're not too old. You're right on time. And I say that with a lot of love and a lot of experience, because I know how scary it is when your body starts to feel like it's slowing down. Quick thing before we dive in: if you care about staying independent and active as you age, hit subscribe and tap like so more people over 60 can find this. And in the comments, tell me your age and what hurts the most right now: hips, knees, back, shoulders. I read them, and it really helps me know how to help you. All right? Let's start with the first movement that changed everything for me. Ever feel like your hips are locked tight, no matter how much you stretch? You stand up from a chair and your lower back complains. You get out of the car and your hips feel rusty, like they haven't been used in years. For years I thought, well, that's just aging. That's what happens after 60 though. But what if a big part of that tightness isn't agey? It's how we sit. There's one position that almost every older adult has lost, and getting it back can be a game changer. It's called the deep squat hold. And no, it's not just another stretch. It's actually a resting position your body was designed to use every single day, even in your 60s and 70s. We've been told for decades, don't squat too deep. It's bad for your knees. Sit in a chair instead. But what if avoiding this natural position is one of the reasons so many people over 60 have tight hips, stiff knees, and lower back pain? Here's how to do it in a safe, controlled way. Stand with your feet about shoulder width apart, toes turned slightly outward. Slowly lower yourself down like you're going to sit on a low stool. Aim to get your hips below your knees while keeping your heels flat on the ground. Once you reach your lowest comfortable position, stay there. Relax into it. Breathe deeply and let your body settle. If you're over 60 and thinking, there's no way I can get that low, don't worry. Use a door frame, countertop, or sturdy chair in front of you and hold on as you go down. Go only as low as you feel safe. The goal is not perfection. The goal is time in the position. Now, why does this matter so much? Research shows that cultures where people still squat deeply every day have much lower rates of hip and knee problems. This position keeps your joints lubricated and your connective tissues flexible like oil in an engine. For you, that means more hip mobility, less lower back tightness, and an easier time getting up and down from chairs, couches, and even the floor. Humans used to squat like this for hours every day, cooking, eating, resting, talking. We only stopped when chairs became the norm, and our joints have paid the price, especially as we age. So if you're over 60 and your hips always feel tight, it might not be that you need more random stretches. Maybe you just need to reclaim your squat. Start small. Begin with 15 to 30 seconds if that's all you can do. Work up to 1 minute, then 2 minutes, eventually 5 minutes total, broken into chunks if needed. Use support. This is training, not a test. Stick with it, and over time your ankles will open up, your hips will loosen. And that constant lower back tightness can start to fade. Stay with me, because the next movement is even more important for hip rotation, which is something almost everyone over 60 loses, and it's a big reason people feel old when they move. Most people think the best way to loosen tight hips is simple stretching. You feel tight, you pull on the muscle, and hope it relaxes. But if you're over 60, you don't just need flexibility. You need control and stability in those new ranges, or your body won't trust them. There's an exercise that does both, and almost nobody does it. It improves hip rotation, builds stability, and can help protect your hips as you age. Physical therapists use it to help people with chronic hip problems. Athletes use it to move better and avoid injuries. And for you, over 60, it's like giving your hips a complete tune-up. It's called 90-90 hip rotations. Picture this: you're sitting on the floor with your legs bent, one in front, one behind you, each at a 90-degree angle. Then, without lifting your feet, you rotate both legs over to the other side, like windshield wipers, slowly and with control. Here's how to get into it: sit on the floor. If that's not comfortable, you can sit on a cushion or folded blanket to raise your hips. Place one leg in front of you, knee bent at about 90 degrees, shin roughly parallel to your body. Place the other leg behind you, also bent at 90 degrees, shin roughly perpendicular to your body. This is your basic 90-90 position. For many people over 60, just holding this is already a strong stretch. Now the magic from that position: lift your knees slightly and slowly rotate both legs to the other side. You'll end up in a mirrored 90-90 position on the opposite side. Then rotate back to where you started. That's one rep. Key rule: do not rush. If you move fast, your body cheats and you lose the real benefit. The slower and more controlled, the better. Unlike basic hip stretches that only target one direction at a time, 90-90 rotations work both internal and external rotation of the hips. That's huge, because hip rotation is what helps you turn while walking, pivot without hurting your knee, get up from the floor, and step into a car or bathtub without feeling stuck. And it's not just about being looser. This movement builds the strength and control to actually use that new range of motion in real life. A lot of people, especially over 60, can stretch into a position, but they can't move well or support themselves in that position. 90-90 rotations train usable mobility, better movement for sports if you're still active, easier time getting down on the floor with grandkids and back up again, improved walking, stepping, and turning without feeling like your hips are made of cement. Do 8 to 10 slow switches total, focusing on smooth, controlled motion. If sitting on the floor is too much at first, sit higher on a cushion or even do a modified version on the edge of a chair, letting your knees rock side to side. If this is helpful so far, tap like so YouTube shows it to more people over 60 who need this, and comment below, HIP, if hip mobility is one of your biggest issues. It helps me know what to make more videos on. Stay with me, because the next exercise might be the most important one for your shoulders, your posture, and even your long-term health. Stretching your shoulders is good, but if you're over 60, real shoulder health isn't just about flexibility. It's about decompression. All day, gravity is pushing you down. You sit, you stand, you carry bags, you hunch over phones and screens. Everything is pushing your spine and shoulders into a more rounded, compressed position. This next movement does the opposite. It lets gravity pull you in the other direction. Think of it as a reset button for your whole upper body. It's called the dead hang. Here's what it is: you grab a pull-up bar or any sturdy overhead structure, you let your body hang with straight arms, and you just hang. It sounds almost too simple, but the first time you do it, you'll feel how it opens your shoulders, decompresses your spine, and challenges your grip all at once. Here's what's happening. Your shoulders move into a natural overhead position they almost never reach in daily life. Your spine gets gentle traction, creating space between the vertebrae. Your grip strength improves every second you're hanging. And here's why that last part is a big deal for anyone over 6 UA. Studies show that grip strength is one of the strongest predictors of overall health and longevity. The stronger your grip, the lower your risk of disability, weakness, falls, even heart problems as you age. So this simple hang is doing way more than just stretching your shoulders. Here's how to do it. Grab a bar with your hands about shoulder width apart or a little wider. If you can, let your feet come off the ground and hang. Keep your arms straight and your shoulders relaxed at first. Don't pull yourself up. Just let gravity do the work. You should feel your spine lengthening, your shoulders opening up, your chest lifting. If you can't fully hang yet, no problem. You can keep your feet lightly on the ground and take some weight with your legs, or use a lower bar and just lean back into the hang. Start with 10 to 20 seconds if that's all you can handle. Work up to 30 seconds, then 45 seconds, then a full minute or more. Do this 2 to 3 times a day if possible. Over time, you'll notice better posture, less neck and shoulder tightness, and more freedom when reaching overhead or behind you. We've covered hips and shoulders, but now we're going to hit one of the most underrated areas for people over 60. Your hip stability and balance. The things that help you stay on your feet and out of the hospital. Most mobility routines completely ignore one thing your hips absolutely need: stability. We stretch, we foam roll, we do yoga poses, but most of that only works your hips in one straight line at a time. The problem: your hip is a ball and socket joint. It's designed to move in every direction while staying strong and stable. So if you're only stretching forward and backward, you're missing a huge piece of the puzzle. There's one exercise that fixes this. It improves hip mobility, hip stability, and your overall balance, all in one movement. It's called the hip airplane, and it works your hips in a way traditional stretches simply can't. Instead of just stretching passively, you're balancing on one leg, rotating your hips, and controlling every inch of the movement. This is the kind of training that helps you prevent falls and move with confidence as you age. Here's how to do it. Stand on one leg, with a slight bend in that knee. Hinge forward at your hips, like you're making a capital T with your body. Your torso leans forward. Your other leg extends straight back behind you. Now, while you're in that hinged T position, rotate your hips open toward the ceiling. Then, slowly rotate your hips closed toward the floor. Your upper body and back leg move together as one unit. Your standing leg and your core stay engaged and stable the whole time. It will feel awkward at first. That's okay. That's your body learning. This exercise trains your hip to rotate under control while the rest of your body stays balanced. That's functional mobility, the kind that actually helps you walk on uneven ground. Catch yourself if you trip, turn, and pivot without twisting your knee or back. Go for 5 to 8 slow rotations per side. If your balance is shaky, very normal over 60, hold onto a wall, a countertop, or the back of a chair. As you get stronger, work toward doing it with less support. If you're still here, you're serious about staying active after 60. Hit subscribe so you don't miss the next videos I make on strength, balance, and pain-free movement. Now, we've hit hips and shoulders. The last piece is one most people ignore until it causes real pain: your ankles. You've probably stretched your calves before, but here's the real question: can your ankles actually move the way they're supposed to? Imagine this: your knee drives forward over your toes, your heel stays flat on the ground, your ankle bends deeply. Your shin and ankle are taking the load, not just your knees and hips. Sounds simple, but most people, especially over 60, are shocked at how little their ankle can move. That's what this exercise trains. Ankle dorsiflexion, the ability to bend your ankle so your knee can go past your toes. When you restore this range of motion, everything in your lower body works better. Limited ankle mobility is one of the hidden causes of knee pain, hip problems, and lower back issues. If your ankle can't move, your body has to cheat. Your knee twists, your hip over rotates, your back picks up the slack. Studies show that improving ankle dorsiflexion can reduce knee pain, improve squat depth, and make walking, climbing stairs, and standing up much easier. Here's how to do it. Start in a half kneeling position, one knee on the ground, the other foot flat in front of you. Keep your heel down on that front foot. Slowly drive your knee forward over your toes. You should feel a deep stretch in the front of your ankle and in the back of your calf. The goal is to get your knee as far past your toes as you can while keeping that front heel glued to the floor. Hold the end position for 2 to 3 seconds, then bring your knee back. That's 1 rep. Do 10 to 15 reps per side, really exploring that end range each time. To go deeper, put your front foot on a small step, book or weight plate to increase the angle, or add a gentle rocking motion forward and back. Remember, your ankle is the foundation of your entire lower body. If it doesn't move well, nothing above it can move well either. Now you might be thinking, these are great, but how do I actually fit them into my day? The good news, you don't need an hour. Just 10 to 15 minutes a day can build real mobility that sticks. Here's a simple routine you can follow. Deep squat hold. Hold 30 seconds to 1 minute. Use a door frame or countertop if you can't get all the way down yet. Over time, work lower and longer. 90 hip rotations. Do 8 to 10 slow switches. Keep your chest tall. Use a cushion under your hips if sitting is hard. Dead hang. Start with 10 to 20 seconds. Work up to 30 to 60 seconds. Do it 2 to 3 times a day if you can. Hip airplane. Do 5 to 8 rotations per side. Move slowly. Hold on to support at first until your balance improves. Ankle dorsiflexion stretch. Do 10 to 15 reps per side. Keep your heel down. Really drive that knee forward with control. You can do them as one 10 to 15 minute session or split them up throughout the day. This isn't just another stretching routine. It's a simple system to restore the mobility your body has lost over the years and keep you moving freely for the rest of your life. Your hips will open up, your shoulders will feel lighter, your ankles will move the way they're supposed to, and that constant stiffness you thought was just aging, it can start to fade. If you're over 60 and you do these 5 movements consistently, you can move better in your 60s and 70s than many people do in their 40s. If you found this video helpful, hit like so it reaches more people over 60 who need it. Make sure to subscribe for more simple, safe exercises to stay strong, mobile, and independent as you age. In the comments, tell me your age. Which of these 5 exercises was the hardest, and which one made you feel the biggest change? I'm 75 and I still do these 5 exercises. You're not too old. You're just getting started. I'll see you in the next video.